So if you're at all familiar with Barge Middle School, and you may not be, but what you've got here is you've got Hancock, which comes out the front here, and then the railroad tracks and then Palafox are down here. But this is where students get dropped off right now for the front entrance to the building. And when you drive back in here, right now this is all dirt, and this is just grass space basically and a couple of trees. And what's going to happen is, and the cars back up here. This is where cars come in. They come in off of Hancock, they drive in around here, they queue up to pick up their kids, they even go through this little parking lot here, and they pick up kids right here. So the future plan of expansion is we're building a gymnasium in the back, and we're going to pave this whole area. So you're going to have spaces for parking, but also the drop-off ideally would be back here, as long as that works logistically. There's also, if you come out here a little bit, there's a huge retention pond here that they're expanding by code. There's going to be a 1/4 mile walking running track here. Basketball courts are going to be in the middle of that. And it's all part of a giant renovation going on at Barge. I wanted to give you the aerial view, including you can see some of these walkways that will connect things. This one's going to be covered. This one's not covered, but that's going to give people, like I said, the gym is going to become the staging area for when kids are dropped off. And this is the overview. We'll go outside and take a look at the construction in a second. All right. So this is where one of the walk paths is going to be, right? It's going to cover, no, over there on the other side. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what you see right now is kind of the backside of Barge Middle, where, if you remember that little pull-around area that I was showing you a minute ago, we're coming up to that. This is where the dirt is now, and you see the kids out here playing. But then on the other side of where they are, you can start to see off in the distance a massive construction project behind that fence line on the other side of the volleyball courts. And we'll go take a little closer look at it here. But this is
and this loop will be significantly larger.
Okay. So this is the
all those parking spots in the middle.
Got it. Okay. So this is the pull around loop right now. And this is going to be a walkway where they're going to, and you said this is the part's going to be covered, right?
Covered awning that'll walk straight into the gym once it's all made.
Okay.
And there's the gym, or the future gym foundation.
So if you ever come by Barge in the afternoon or the morning, you see cars this whole area is filled with cars as parents are dropping off and picking up. Common for a middle school or an elementary school. So as you can see, right now we've got some rather dilapidated basketball courts. Those are going to go away, and then the 1/4 mile track is going to go over there. Okay. Oh, it's going to go on this side. Okay.
Right, parallel with the gym.
Okay, so this is going to be the gym space. Is going to be here, which is right behind. Now, Pat's used to be in that building.
Correct.
Pat Center used to be in that building.
And the walkway from the bus ramp is just right through these trees.
Okay.
They shouldn't take out any more of these trees, so the nice live oak should stay.
Okay. So this is where the gym is going to be. You can see the footprint of it here. It's pretty large. That's where the kids are going to be in the mornings or, well, anytime. And then right behind it, you can see where the kids are playing back there. That is going to be the one end, correct?
Correct.
And then the other end is going to be all the way over here.
Almost to the retention pond.
And if you come over, what you can see this, by the way, is Principal Joe Snyder.
Nice
He's giving us the tour today.
Thanks for coming on our tour.
Absolutely.
And that's all dirt from our new retention pond, as you can see. The
Good
different
Lord.
varieties of dirt.
Now, where's the dirt going?
They're going to use a decent amount of the dirt on the left, more orange dirt, because it's harder. They're going to use that a lot for the impaction of the foundation.
Okay,
And
that's
to
the build for the
gym.
underneath the gym.
Correct.
Okay.
The other dirt, once they're finished, they're just going to kind of scatter it around to build it up a little bit out here, because as you can see, when we get here a little bit further, there's a whole lot of digging that still has to be done, because it's going to come all the way out to here.
Now, do you have any kind of flooding issues right now, or?
Don't. Not at all.
So you're just doing this because you're obligated to do it?
Correct. That's what code says. So you can see that is a pretty cavernous hole there.
Yeah, and it's going to be maybe twice this large when you get all done?
Right. It'll come out. I mean, this fence line staying and that side fence line staying, and you can see where they scrape the dirt on your left. That's where the edge of it's going to be.
Oh, okay. So where the edge of that grass
Right. So,
to dirt?
I mean, it is.
Golly.
Huge. And I'm not even sure how much further down. I know it goes significantly further down, so I'm not sure how much further down straight away it goes, because you remember that graphic I showed you, it was a lot
Right.
further. So I mean, it's
And again, that's just not that you've ever had a flooding
No.
issue, but if you're putting in
a lot
pavement,
hard surface,
yeah,
a lot of pavement.
parking here, and you're putting in the gymnasium, that's going to take away some of your ground percolation.
Right.
So,
And all that water is going to be funneled in here.
all right.
So that's the first step, is getting this big hole dug.
Now, there's some additional things that you're working on. These are inside things that we're going to
Correct,
see. So let's go
yes.
inside and take a look.
Awesome. Fabric.
So one of the new things, relatively new things. This has been a couple months. You've had this.
No, I've had it over a year.
Over a year, because you got it before Parkland, actually. A security measure at Brown Barge is you see these windows. Well, windows are not usually great because obviously you can see out, but they can see in. But Principal Snyder ordered these custom fit roll-up kind of vinyl blinds so that you can control what can be seen. And these are in all the classrooms, anywhere there's windows. And again, we hear a lot about what's been reactive to Parkland, but you did this before Parkland because you saw that as a benefit.
Yeah, there was a need that could be pretty easily attainable. Our PTSA stepped up and provided the funds for it, so it was a collaborative effort between us and our PTSA. And let's say a teacher needs to have more privacy or security.
It's the lowest of all possible text, but it solves the problem and it creates an advantage.
It's a permanent fix. It's not just paper that's going to coil up and get pulled off the wall, because it's heavy duty Velcro on there.
Very good.
Backlit logo.
So in addition to the big addition out back of the gymnasium and the the running activity path and paving that parking area, there's also a bunch of exterior and interior renovations, because when the school board decided to keep Brown Barge as it is, Principal Snyder said, yeah, but you got to give us some more. And we need to have more than that. So one thing is there's going to be a digital sign out in the front instead of just the physical sign right now, the marquee. All right, go ahead.
And basically every space at Brown Barge is being touched. This currently is our cafeteria, which basically is going to be converted into a cafetorium. They're going to redo it literally from the top ceiling tiles down to the bottom of the floor.
And this was where the stage
That's the
is,
stage,
right?
correct. They're going to refinish the stage, replace the curtain, the main stage curtains. Again, ceiling all the way down to the floor, getting the technology how it needs to be in the year 2020.
Okay.
And so that incorporates a lot larger projection screen, large TVs, ceiling mounted from the ceiling, so that when we hold our parent events, when we hold our activities, no matter where you're sitting in the cafeteria, you can see well and you can hear well. So it's going to be totally redone, which is good, because we use that, as you know, with all the performances and all the, as I call, goofy things that we love to do at Brown Barge. We use that constantly, so that right now is going to be instant screen proof. There's that front logo I talked
Oh yeah,
about.
coming in, if you've ever been in the foyer, this is the front area. You come in here, and right now it's just kind of a recessed area. It's kind of a semi-lit ceiling. These are actually the doors we were just looking at with the vinyl coverings a minute ago. But they're going to have a logo on it. Okay.
And then down here is cafeteria that
Okay.
we talked about. So we're going to have two TVs about halfway down, two 86-inch TVs from the ceiling. The stage is going to have a large 16-foot screen with a projector. And all the sound equipment's right here right now. So they're going to move it and replace it all back behind the stage where it really needs to be whenever you have performances.
And these are like replay screens to give you what's going on here?
Correct, yeah,
okay.
because right now we have like a 9-foot screen, and if you, unless you're in the first few rows, you can't see what's being projected. So now no matter where you sit in the cafeteria, no matter what performance we have, you're going to be able to see what's going on the stage, both audio and visuals. So, the bathrooms have already been redone. So that's one. All the bathrooms are already redone over the summer, and that has been amazing. They sealed the bathroom floors. It looks wet all the time, but it's impervious to dirt, to mud, and all they have to do is clean it with soap and water.
So,
It's kind of like a sealed bathroom floor.
Oh, it's got that. I saw that up at the new middle school and the new elementary
exactly
school. It's where it's much easier to clean,
Correct.
and it is all, and it's like you said, it's an impervious substance surface basically up to the sidewall. Okay.
Yeah, we have that in all the bathrooms. They replaced all the stalls and just upgraded every bathroom, and the kids have maintained it. It's new, and I was very adamant with the kids. We're going to put a lot of money into the school, but you need to take care of it. And they have. The bathrooms are as clean as they've ever been. They don't smell as bad as they used to. The kids really are taking care of it, and that's what excites me about all these upgrades and renovations we're doing. Is I know our kids are going to maintain it. It's going to not just be a quick fix. Currently, right now this is our multi-purpose room. But what we're doing is I'm converting this into an orchestra room, because right now our orchestra is just using a regular classroom, which a few years ago was using a portable. So they're going to go from a portable to a classroom to an actual large space that is going to be very close to where band is, where they have a lot more space to have the program grow, because it's went from 2 days to 3 days to now we have orchestra 5 days a week here. So giving them the room they really need here. So the multipurpose room, which is right next to where the locker rooms are now, since PE is going to have a magnificent gym, they don't need a multi-purpose room because there are 2 multi-purpose rooms in the gym. So I'm repurposing the multi-purpose room so that orchestra has more of a purpose here. So they'll have offices, but a lot larger space, and it's going to be totally redone again from the top to the bottom, so that it's a brand new classroom. Let's see, band is also getting a little refresh. They're going to move their storage from a closet out into the classroom where it's more user-friendly, more safe for the teacher, so that she doesn't have to go in there every time a student needs to get an instrument. It's getting carpet replaced, getting technology included in that. Also, the sound deadening material on the walls are getting ripped down and getting new acoustical panels, so the sound should be better in the band room. So that's, and again, like I said, about every space is being touched.
Now, when is this all going to start, the interior renovations?
The interior should be this summer. We are having a phase 2 and phase 3 design meeting still with our architects next week. So this is obviously not where the gym is, because the gym's already in construction. So this is still in pretty solid design stage right now, but it'll go out to bid sometime soon. And I know they're eager to get going, because this is not going to just happen overnight, because they are also replacing most of our windows as well.
Now, the gym is scheduled to be finished when?
April, May of next year.
Okay.
It's about a 14-month, obviously, as long as we don't have any storms or anything that delays, any construction delays or material delays. But
and then when's the end target date to finish these interior?
Not quite sure. That's a little bit more tricky, because there are a lot more moving pieces. Because anytime, I'll go into it in a few minutes, every classroom's getting upgraded, and so when you start displacing people, it's a lot more of an inconvenience.
Right, you can't. It's not like the gym that can just be built out there.
Right,
you have to move stuff around.
Put a double fence around the gym. It's built here, you have to move people. This is building 4, which is the newer building we have here, but it wasn't built originally with the school. If you notice,
is this the concrete where the Pat Center was? Okay,
where the Pat Center, and it's basically the whole hallways are getting gutted. They're going to redo the whole hallways with brand new drywall, and also I'm having them include nice pack board running basically the entire perimeter of the hallway, so that students can display their work in
instead of tape or whatever else you might use right now.
Walls with tacks and nails, and so the only thing that's staying in the hallways is the floor, because the vinyl floor is in good shape. But they're going to try to raise the ceiling. I don't know if they can, but they're going to replace the ceiling, go down to the studs in the hallways, and that will really make that building look so much better.
I mean, you're really getting a whole new school.
Yes, we are.
Without having to build a new school.
Because if you notice, most of our school, 90% of it has brick interior walls. It has a good bones. It just needs a little makeup. And then that's more the Cafeteria elevation. So it shows the large screen. And these are the older plans. I wish I had the 100% ones.
Okay.
And in a nutshell, in every classroom, we're going to have 2 70-inch monitors. We're going to have an Apple TV and a Chromecast in them, so that students can project from their Chromebooks and teachers can project from their MacBooks.
Which is very similar to what they have like at the Beulah Middle School that they just finished, right? Okay.
There's going to be a sound bar under each one of the 70-inch monitors. Also, each room's getting a 4x8, 2 4x8 magnetic dry erase boards, which are amazing. Ask any teacher, they'd love to have 2 4x8 magnetic dry erase boards and a new tack board and new windows. So almost every space of this school is being touched. Like you said, we're almost getting a new school. And it's amazing because our location is great. We're right by the interstate, especially for a magnet school to be that close to the interstate. We're very centrally located. It's truly a win-win for everyone.
What's the price tag on the 2 projects, the gym project
and then the renovation?
Okay.
The gym came, I think it was about $5.4 million for the gym and track. Obviously, that's a steep price tag, but with what we're getting and with the current cost of construction and materials, we're getting a lot. And
talk a little bit about, you were telling me while we're walking, I wasn't recording, the gym inside is going to get some major upgrades too.
Yeah,
in terms of smart screens and things that you're using.
Yeah, we're putting our own little spin on it. I'm kind of a techie. So, and Brown Barge is quite different. If you're not familiar with Brown Barge, we teach under streams, which are thematic units. We teach all the subjects under a thematic unit, under an umbrella, let's say a flight or exploring art. We have simulations, which are culminating activities that students lead up to that show how much they've learned. A lot of them are interactive, students perform, they have projects, it's a lot of group work. Every student has at least one, most have 2 or 3 simulations. Right now we currently have our cafeteria is the only place we can have real simulations unless it's outside. But what we're going to be able to do is use the gym to have simulations. We're going to have a 16-foot projected image on one of the walls. It's just going to be white, so we don't have to worry about a screen that's waving around. We're also going to have an up-to-date audio system in there where you can control it with an iPad, a screen that could drop down the middle, so we can still have a PE class if we wanted to, while a stream, let's say, is doing their Model UN on the other side of there, projecting whatever the speaker is doing on that side of the gym. So it's going to be a truly interactive. We're not just going to use it for PE, we're going to use it for all the different curriculum needs we have here at Brown Barge. Truly school improvement here.
Very good. Thanks so much, Principal Snyder.
Thank you.